All right, so we have a full cluster here. Go ahead and remove one leg from the shoulder here. And as you can see, put two clusters together. And that is what the full crab is gonna look like, minus the body that's in between these two shoulders. So after they process them and clean them, you get these clusters out of them. So once you remove a leg off of the shoulder, you have this little bit of meat right here. It's always very tasty, but you want to make sure to rip that end off. And then once you get this whole leg, go ahead and pull this apart and pull out those ligaments. You see these ligaments right here? If you do not do this step, when you go to crack open this main portion of the leg, a lot of times what will happen is the meat inside of this leg will get stuck on these ligaments, and that's when the meat will break and cause you to not be able to get the full piece of meat out. So you'll crack it one way, crack it another way, comes right out. Sometimes if you want, you can give it a little squeeze at the bottom and it'll pop it right up. And as you can see there, a full piece of meat. Also, when you get to this bottom portion, a lot of times people unfortunately don't mess with these just because it's a little bit of meat compared to the main portion of the leg, but there's still meat in here that is very tasty and sweet. And again, you pull this off to get the ligaments out of that very end piece, give it a little crack. And again, as you can see, there's meat inside of that portion as well. All right, so we'll start with one of the main legs here. You want to be able to take it off of the cluster, the shoulder here, to where that end is disconnected. Then as you can see, you have this whole leg here. You want to go ahead and remove the bottom piece of that leg to where you have just the main part of the leg. You're gonna crack it one way slightly, crack it the other way. Sometimes you have to go up and down, remove the shell, and remove the other side of the shell. As you can see here, full piece of meat. We'll try again on another cluster. I'll show you, say you don't get the end off of the shoulder here. You want to crack that off. Remove that end, where you just have the main piece of the leg, crack one way, flip it, crack another way, and it comes right out. Also, we'll go to, let's see, where's that other piece? We'll go to the bottom portion of the leg here. You can remove that. There's some meat right there. And then also, a lot of people don't think that there's any meat in this very bottom portion of the leg, but there's still a good bit of meat in that as well. Another thing that people don't realize is there is a ton of meat in the shoulder here. It's more of a white meat, but as you can see here, all of this is meat right here, and it's very, very good eating. And unfortunately, a lot of people just don't mess with it and throw it away and waste it. So there's some very, very good meat in these shoulder pieces here. And obviously we'll go with the claw. As you can see, we got a full claw here. Go ahead and crack it off of the shoulder. Where you see the little joint right here, you want to crack that off to where you just have the claw portion. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and lift up on the top, the upper claw, and then remove it. This is really the only piece of the whole crab cluster that you need a crab leg cracker for. So what you want to do after you remove that upper claw portion, give it a couple cracks, just very lightly. You don't want to smush it. And then kind of work your way into it. And this is by far some of the best flavor and best tasting meat in the whole cluster. And a lot of people, again, unfortunately waste this because it's a little more difficult to get into, but it is by far the best flavor in the whole cluster. But as you can see, we have all of this meat right here out of that claw. So obviously we have our melted butter here. Some people prefer a little bit of Old Bay. Some people just leave it unseasoned. You can always ask your server for Old Bay and they'll bring it out with your melted butter. Give it a little shake. Give it a nice dip. By far the best tasting crab legs I've had in quite some time here at Crabby Mike's in Surfside Beach. So why don't you come on down, give us a try. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Best seafood on the Grand Strand.